recipe for pizza dough, ready in 12 minutes. All you need is a 1/3 cup of bread flour, and you use a 1/2 cup of semolina flour, a couple of tablespoons of rapid rise yeast, 2 teaspoons of sugar, a 1/2 cup, and 2 tablespoons of water, about 5 ounces. Now the water needs to be 115 degrees. You use a 1/4 cup of beer that is a lager. And this is what makes this work in about 12 minutes. You use 2 teaspoons of white vinegar, 1.5 teaspoons of virgin olive oil, and you mix 10 seconds, and then you let it sit for about 10 minutes. Then you can add 1 teaspoon of salt and mix it for about another 30 seconds. Dust the counter with flour, knead it into a ball, cut it in half, it makes 2 balls, and do it on parchment paper. You can spray the parchment paper with oil, works better that way. Roll it out into circles, somewhere between 8 to 10 inch circles, I usually do. And then you can let it sit for 30 minutes. Put your oven in the broil mode and put it in for just a little bit to brown it up. And then take it out. Then put your spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce on it. And I do have a recipe for pizza sauce as well. 28-ounce can of tomatoes drained, a tablespoon of virgin olive oil, 3 artichoke halves, which is rinsed, and this is an optional thing. Then you put in a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/8 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. Once again, that would be optional. Mix it together for 30 seconds. Okay, and you probably want to put some Parmesan cheese in it, some Pecorino cheese. Okay, put it in the oven and bake it for 8 to 12 minutes on top of the stone. And when you pull it out, it'll be real good. If you want to put some meat on it, you can use bacon. You can put sausage on it. Now I have the pizza paddle, and I'm really most excited about this because I make pizzas at night for a treat. I used to buy pizzas, but you know, pizza's 30 bucks. And it's ridiculous to buy a pizza for 30 bucks. First of all, you're not going to eat it all. It's way too much. All you need is a small pizza, and a little bit smaller than this is the size that I buy the crust from the grocery store. And I just make my own. That way they're fresh, and it's less than 10 bucks. I would never do a frozen pizza. It's just so easy just to put it on here, put on your spaghetti sauce and some onions, and basil is the main ingredient that you put on top of pizza, that and oregano, and cheese, onions, whatever you want to put on it. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited about that. I think I bought the New Wave just to get this part. And then pizza cutter. I'm not too sure about this fancy device. I'm going to have to use this to see how well it works. It looks, to me, it looks like for cutting cake, because that's what I think of as chocolate cake. So can't really tell I'm a diabetic because I do love donuts and chocolate cake, and you can make some fabulous brownies and cakes in this. So it's not only for cooking meats and vegetables, but also cakes, pies. I bought some dough. I'm going to make some pies with it. So easy. You just buy the ingredient, buy the pie base already made, dump the ingredients in there and put the top on it, throw it in. It's just fast and easy to do that. So, okay. Throw that in the trash. Now this is an important one, and I'm glad this came all intact, because I didn't have one of these for pizza. This is a pizza stone, and this is one of the secrets to cooking your pizza evenly and well. I have a stone that I use for bread. I put it in the oven when I'm cooking my poppin' fresh type of dough, because I don't make any dough from scratch. It's just one of those things. It's like making beer on your own. It's just not worth doing. But this makes a big difference when you're cooking a pizza, and I know that. When I was a kid, I delivered for a pizza place, and I know that the stone inside the oven was a very important part to cooking a pizza. The thing is that most people, when they cook at home, they don't have the oven hot enough. And it's real hard to duplicate what a restaurant has, because the minimum they cook at is 550 degrees. They cook. I'm going to show you today how to make a pizza in less than 20 minutes that's going to taste better than having it delivered, and it's going to be about half the price. So today I'm using the baboli, which I just picked up from my local grocery store. Okay, and all I do is I just opened it up. I keep them in the bag so they stay fresh. Put them on a pizza oven pan. I have the oven preheating at 450. I have everything that I need. I have my olive oil. Fantastic. So all I do is I just take and just pour a little bit of my oil on here, and you can use any kind of oil you want. The actual manufacturer doesn't say anything about putting oil on, but in my research that I've done on the internet, I found that it comes out better if you do oil it. So that's just kind of a little bit of a hack that I do, and I just use a regular paintbrush. It could be from the dollar store or the grocery store, and I just brush it on. Just makes it brown up faster. Now, this is going to be a 20-minute meal here. It's only going to cook for about 10 minutes in the oven. So this is a great snack for at night. So all you need, a little bit of sauce. You can make your own sauce. I'm a diabetic. I do have diabetic sauce on my website where I list my diabetic stuff. And this particular one here, we're just going to put a couple of these out. And now this is so simple that honestly, you don't even need to measure this stuff. Okay, you can use a ladle, pour it in a ladle. You just want to just spread it around like this a little bit, pour some on here, kind of like that. Put it on, try to stay away from the edges. It comes out better if you try to stay back. There's a little bit of a lip around there where a little bit of an indentation. Okay, so that's all that you need to do with that. Okay, so I have that all set. Put all that over there. Okay, and this was just regular spaghetti sauce, so you can use any brand you want. I just happen to pick this one up. I kind of like Prego. It's kind of one of my favorite ones. And then I have oregano, and you can use fresh oregano. You could use this. You just put some in your palm like this, and you just rub it together like that. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I want a double dose today. So put as much in as you want. Try this a few times, you'll get the hang of it. Okay, kind of wake it up like that a little bit when you rub it together. Okay, and then olives, here's some olives. I just put it on here like this. Lots of olives. Okay. Just like that. I like my olives. No particular order. No big deal. Put some olives on there. Okay, now I have onions. Okay. Now, one secret to cooking successfully is to have things pre-made. One of the big mistakes that people made, and I made this too, but I was taught by a friend of mine who worked at a commercial kitchen, worked at one of those chain kind of commercial places, and high volume type steakhouse restaurant. is to have things ready to go. You really, number one problem people have is trying to figure out what to do next when they're standing over at the onion, in front of the oven. Just have stuff ready to go. So all you have to do is, if you want, cut it up a little bit, sprinkle this on. I don't use a real lot of it, but I have that. Okay, and if you want a little bit more, you can just scrape up a little bit more and sprinkle it on. Okay, you could throw some garlic on there if you want. I have some mushrooms, so I just picked up some mushrooms. Okay, and I'm just going to put some mushrooms on. This is going to be really good with these mushrooms. Okay, you can get these at the regular store, you can get these at the dollar store. Okay, and as far as cheese go, a lot of people prefer to get the block and grate it yourself. They say it melts better, tastes better, but if you're in a hurry, and this is my 20-minute show, then the number one thing you need to do is dry your hands so you can open the bag. Okay. Sprinkle some cheese on, as much as you want. Mozzarella, Pecorino Romano, you can use whatever kind you want. Sometimes people use 2 kinds of cheese, and that will always taste better if you use 2 kinds of cheese. I agree. People say more cheese the better. I agree. You're all set. There's the pizza. It's ready to go into the oven. Okay, now that I've set the timer for 10 minutes, we want to put the pizza in the oven. And there we go. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Now, we're going to take the pizza out of the oven. I have the timer set, and it should be beeping shortly here. So we'll take it out of the oven, and we'll go ahead and cut it up. Looks great. We're going to put it on top where we can cut it up. Now, I live in a condo, so I have an electric stove. I know most people prefer gas, but I think this is good because this shows that you can cook just as well with electric, and you can just hear the crunch on this. Okay? Now, this is just me, so I'm just going to do like this really fast. Okay, I don't mind a few indentations because I'm going to put a few extra things in those indentations. I'm going to sprinkle some tomatoes in there. Here's the tomatoes I got. That's why I made the indentations. One there, one there, one there. Okay. We have that all set. There you go. The only thing we need to do is eat it. That's our show for today. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button and click the bell so when we drop a new video, you'll get notified. Goodbye for now.